Hello, I'm Tom Yu, CIO and co-founder of Item. At Item, we offer powerful logistics and supply chain solutions to help our customers serve both traditional retail chains like Walmart and Target and e-commerce platforms like Amazon. Each year, our platform manages over 1 million SKUs, processes 10 million orders, and supports 100 million unit transactions. Through our solutions, we support leading brands such as Pepsi, Vizio, Shark Ninja, Lenovo, and Mega America, actively serving over 3,000 concurrent users across the United States. With headquarters in California and offices across Asia, we offer complete warehouse, yard, fleet, and return management solution 24/7 support.
Hello everyone. Today I am doing a special session for friends at Elite Overseas Warehouse discussing the application of this AI agent in logistic operation. Currently displayed on the screen is a large billboard we recently put up by Highway 60 in Los Angeles, USA. This clearly states that the main subject is that AI agents are in the process of and have already replaced people. Mainly, it's that today's content will involve these specific topics. If you're interested, you can contact this phone number. Today's presentation is divided into 4 themes. The first one mainly introduces the AI agent. The second introduces the features of the AI agent based on warehouse management system and its functions. The third part introduces our own clients and solutions. And the fourth part quickly goes over the company. We will start soon. I have prepared several agents today, some of which have been recorded as videos and some I can demonstrate live. Everyone must be curious. First of all, what is an AI agent? An AI agent is essentially a workflow written based on a large language model. The large language model plays a role in intent recognition and some autonomous functions, but actually most of the functions are still linked together through the workflow. We have independently developed a platform called agent.idn.com. It is open to the public and everyone can go check it out. There are already many agents that have been made and tested on it, and these agents are being used by people and running in real scenarios. Most of them operate based on my system, but there is also a small portion that is general and can assist with some of your OA processes. Starting from this, the data entry agent, as you can see, some agents have been given names. These commonly used agents are named after operators to make it easier for everyone to get accustomed. What is the first agent, the data entry agent, used for? The several agents I'm discussing today are actually interconnected. The first agent is used as logistics companies first need to have purchase orders and delivery orders. Where do these purchase and delivery orders come from? Generally, there are traditionally 2 situations. One is through API or EDI, and the other is manual entry. We won't discuss those coming through EDI or API today, but the manual entry is something the agent can assist you with. There are 2 situations for manual entry. One is the shipper themselves enter through a website platform by oneself. The other is that the logistics side enters it within the warehouse management system. Both situations exist. This agent can be effective in both aspects. However, first run this agent. This agent is a simulator. What I simulated is for a third-party monitoring of a third-party email system. Create a new agent. All found order content. Just write anything. The content can be random. Here you can enter a form. I will enter a form first, and we will see what happens. And this is a very common warehouse with a very common pick ticket inside. It could be a picking list, a pick ticket, or many different scenarios. I can show you this process. The types we can support are actually quite varied, such as this type of bill of lading, the traditional bill of lading type, and this format of delivery order used earlier. There are also handwritten bills of lading with a lot of handwriting. This type is scanned in, so it is not very standardized, but this kind can also be recognized. There is also another type, like this more typical one, which is a transfer order. That is, a transfer order between warehouses. What is the purpose of this function? In reality, the purpose it serves is what I mentioned earlier about this process. Usually during manual entry, If you want to become proficient with this document and understand all the information like ship from, ship to, and various items, and then proceed to enter it, it would take at least 10 to 15 minutes of work. The quickest person, the fastest hands, with a very useful system, and the data is still clean, takes 10 to 15 minutes. Now, by using this agent for entry, it completes it in less than 30 seconds. You can see the process in the middle here. The entire flow is transparent and written here. Confirm, now the agent is confirming what it should do. Then it goes to understand the sales order, and then enters it, finding a way to generate the order action. Then it maps the imported data to the action of creating an order, generating this order. You can see this is what it read out, the information extracted through OCR from this bill of lading. And below is, it outputs the information it reads, and we can copy this order number to do a search. This order number below, it shows its transaction log and how it generated an order. We then go to our OMS system to search for this order number. Okay, you can see that this order number has already been created. It was generated at the time, just now. You can see it. Check the content of this order. Its shipping address, its current status, all the item quantities. If it's a bill of lading, there's no amount. But if you input a sales order, it can also read the amount. And if there are notes, those can be read too, thus completing the entry. This is the first agent I want to demonstrate. After an order is entered into the system, the next step is that the second agent can come into play, which is the customer service agent. You can see on my screen, this agent is called the customer service agent. Ethan, we can have Ethan serve the customer. The customer's order has already come in, so he can inquire about this order, anything related to this order. For example, I have already saved some prompts. You can create a profile for this agent. Its basic profile can be preset. I won't set it. I'll just use a default profile using a pre-prepared prompt. This prompt requires it to go into my order management system to look up this order and send it to my phone via text message telling me the scheduled day of the order, which is its expected arrival date, and the must arrive by date, which is the latest delivery date, and then have him do this task. This is a question that many customers frequently call about. The courier company's customer service needs you to help me check when this order can be delivered. Basically, it's all this type of question. Now, through the agent, customers can ask this agent 24 hours a day, and the agent can provide accurate answers without needing human intervention for this task. Everyone can see this reply. First, it pulls this order from the system. You can see the entire process. It goes searches, then it finds all the information related to this order and extracts what I want, because there's a lot in this order. But I only need the MAPD date and schedule date. It effectively extracts this information, and then it calls one of our staff. It was sent to this phone. The content of this form was sent to my phone. If everyone can see, this is my phone from this. We opened the message on the phone, and you can see this message. The final piece of information says, the order number of something scheduled for delivery on the requested day. I already know, so the information has come back to me. The delivery date is here, March 12th. What time? Okay, so everyone can see that it notified the customer by text message. There are many ways to ask for this kind of information. As you can see, we have actually prepared some other agents in the system. This is our WMS system. I will set up a special session to introduce its features and content later. Today, I'll just use it to demonstrate an agent briefly. These are all the orders inside. On each order page, we have this AI assistant, this chat bot with the same demonstration I showed you earlier. The AI agent's customer service agent is the same. The mechanism behind it is the same agent, handled by the same person, just shown on different pages in different forms. For example, I can ask it some questions here. I can ask it, for example, I tell it, Please go find this, and after I send it, I will explain it to you. Please select the last 5 delivery orders and send them to my email inbox. This is also a very common question. Usually the customer wants to know what has been sent recently. They want to confirm if their important order is included. You can see the entire thought process and how the system searches, how to send, and what method is used to do it. First, it understands the issue, then finds the tools to complete the task, and finally finds the appropriate tools to send it out. It can handle multiple steps, a workflow method, to meet the requests we present. My next agent might show everyone something even more interesting, as this agent can operate on the current page and perform some effective actions. Wait for this agent to finish running, because right now our agent is open in debug mode, so the process will take a little longer as we are showing all its processes. This way I can see what is right or wrong during its operation. So please be a little patient. You all can see that his first attempt had some issues, but he did not stop. The task was not interrupted, and he continued thinking, continuing to accomplish what he wanted to finish. You can see, oh, this email has finally been sent out. Oh, here you can see there are 5 orders. Okay, the details for each order are correct. Who is the customer? What is the reference number? The status is shipped. Very correct. And this was just shipped yesterday. So this was shipped the day before yesterday. So these must be the last few orders. So you can see this is the second agent. It is a customer service agent. This agent can exist in different forms. It can be a separate dialog box for direct interaction, or you can build it into our own OMS system to serve the public. You can also implement it in the client portal. All these methods are acceptable. The shipment order. The goods have been sent out. Customer service has also answered the customer's question. So what's the next step? It's the issue of collecting payment. Our third demonstration agent is called the debt collection agent. This agent is responsible for collecting payments. Issuing invoices is actually not difficult because most warehouse management systems can be customized to send invoices. For example, our own warehouse management system has an attachment called bill and bill pay. The task of this bill and pay is to consolidate all chargeable actions generated during the production and operation process, gather them together to create something called a billboard record, which are the billing items that need to be charged, and place it into the within the bill and pay system. It's placed into the accounting system, and the accounting system will generate an invoice at regular intervals and send it out. This process does not require the help of an agent because the system already achieved it with previous workflows. Sending the invoice to the customer wasn't difficult. The difficulty is if the customer does not pay on time, or if there is an issue during the payment process and the customer sends an inquiry email. This is the work of our current AR debt collection agent, Amma. Amma's job is to receive this email from the customer and understand the content of the email. Intent, and then convert this intent into the next action. I'll open Excel. The Excel we organize, these are the common processes, common issues you encounter in your after-sales work. The customer might reply saying, hey, I've already paid. Why are you still urging me? This kind of agent can reply. The agent can check in the system to see if the payment was indeed completed by the customer during the time between the occurrence of this task and the customer's response. If it was completed, they will send an apology letter. The second task follows a similar principle, where the agent will perform this verify action. The third is when the customer provides payment information. You can set some rules in advance for this payment plan for the agent, for instance, allowing the customer to pay within 5 days. Extend it for 10 more days, paying in 2 installments. You can give him some rules if this rule is met when the customer replies, if this plan matches your preset rules. So we accept this payment plan, and he will also send a letter to the guest saying, okay, I have received your plan and I can accept it. I will contact you again in 15 days. He will have a note, and he can remind himself to effectively send another email in 15 days. The process I am going to demonstrate today is this process. This process is, we sent out the bill pay system. This is the bill pay system. An automatic reminder email was sent by the system. This reminder email says how much you owe during this period and that certain payments are overdue and unpaid. Then the customer will respond to me saying, hey, that's not right. what you told me is, this is the email the customer sent back. The customer replied saying, the email you sent, I actually did not receive it. Why is that? I cannot find the invoice number you gave me in my accounting system. At this time, our agent can do something. I will copy the entire long conversation and put it into our agent. Hold on, I've been timed out and need to log back into the agent. Run this agent. Into this agent, you take the content of the email, since I have this simulator. Take the content of the email, the title of the email. I will remove this reply first, and here I put this email address as my own because I'm testing. I don't want to send this test email to the customer. Then I name this agent test agent. So I entered today's date here as a log for tracking, but actually it can be omitted. See, execute it and you can see this is also a preset workflow. It will understand this intent, find the customer information, find the sender, classify the information in primary and secondary categories, and finally complete it. Finally, after sending the email, you can check in my mailbox to see what the bot replied. You can see this is the bot's reply. It says, oh Sharon, understood. I know what issue you're talking about. You couldn't find this invoice? No problem. I'll help you find this invoice in our bill and pay system. Create the invoice again by calling the API and send it back to the customer as an attachment. This issue, solve. The problem can be solved in just 0 minutes. In the past, if you had an accounting customer service person, they would need to receive this email, understand the intent, and then go into the system to fetch it, doing the same thing as this agent. But now it can be completed in a very short time. This is also a type of agent. Lastly, I will demonstrate one more kind. This type of agent is one that is entirely a back-end agent, meaning it generally doesn't interact with people directly, but it's an unsung hero that supports many other agents. What does this agent do? This agent is to do address correction. Because as you know, especially in international trade, people often, let me show you the address I am using for testing. A screenshot of an address like this is from a bill of lading. I could show the bill of lading directly, but it takes a bit longer to run. So I captured this part, which is the address part. Let's first see if this agent can recognize this address. Well, in international trade, these addresses are quite varied, and it's actually difficult to discern them by experience or by eye. So we specially trained this agent to recognize these addresses. I'm letting it run now. You can see it starting to operate. It performs OCR. Then it processes, after which it images this address, meaning it interprets the content of this image of the address and converts it into the corresponding format. Now, then you can see it has already extracted the address, and the extraction is very accurate. Well, this isn't all. This is a first step. The second step is, as I showed you, if I change this address, remove the state from it, a person might not easily notice it. It's hard to see. But let's see if it can still recognize it, if it can complete this address. Okay, as you can see, this address has appeared here completely. California has been added back, so it can complete an address. Let's go further. For example, it often happens that people put the user's name at the front, which often leads to some very confusing things. Because foreigners' names can sometimes be unusual. You might not know if it's part of an address or really a person's name. Let's see if it can recognize it. All right, with the address just recognized, you'll understand that it can identify some incorrect addresses. Now we will do a more challenging action. Let's change the address badly and see if it can recognize the address. Just change the street name, change it to a neighborhood name. But our modification is not that significant because it's just removing the word street from whatever street it is. See if it can complete this address by itself. Okay, you see it added the word av by itself. So in this way, this agent, we Our purpose for building this agent is achieved. Its function is to support other agents in their work. For instance, it identifies addresses during order entry, such as in EDI and API data reception.
No. For instance, when you ask FedEx or UPS to print their shipping labels, how do we perform this address recognition? This reduces a lot of human work. The reason I am demonstrating this agent is because this agent has special significance. It is based on our team trained our first small model to accomplish this task. Our small model uses the historical data we have accumulated over the past 15 years. This model was trained using clean data because we have all the first-hand addresses provided by customers and the final confirmed addresses returned by the courier and trucking companies after delivery. With these two sets of data, we can train a small model to understand the correct format of all addresses. Then, when it encounters an address it has never seen before, like the ones I just randomly changed, it can identify and help you complete them. This is the role of this agent. Today I've prepared quite a lot of some agents here. When you have time, I will put the link to this PowerPoint presentation at the end of this video, and everyone can download it to take a look. So some agents behind and some more complex agents, everyone can try to look at them. For example, I can actually do a bit more in my system. We attempt to do a slightly more complex action. I have prepared this in the warehouse. We often encounter situations where I need to roll back a shipping order, meaning I don't want this shipping order to be sent out, to be shipped out. I want to roll it back. At this time, this shipment order, we need to find some restrictions. For example, I'll search it. Let me introduce this system. This system is actually a search for an order. I go look for orders that are already in the planning process and I roll them back to the open status. For example, we can inform this order, we can inform this agent, please help me, hey, it happens to be this one. Okay, please help me roll back this order, roll back a bit. You can see its thought process here. I issued the command asking it to roll this document back to its initial state through page operation. I didn't even tell it what the state was. Its learning process is like this. It will capture the screen, and after capturing it, it will learn this screen on the spot. After learning, it will find the appropriate method to roll it back. You can see that it goes to find this order. It has already found the information on this order, and then it will understand this page, and it will through. I'm watching the process. Hold on. Let's see it complete on its own. You see, it has already found the way to roll back because there's a button called roll back on the page. For humans, this button also needs to be activated to perform the action. So it selected this order and activated the button. You can see this is its success message saying that it has successfully rolled back this form. It performed 4 consecutive actions to complete this task. We can go back and check if it really accomplished what it said. The number of that order just now. We can search to see that its status has changed to open. It changed from a planning status to an open status. It also confirms back to you that it completed this action. Actually, you can see that this action is quite complex because it's not completed at once. Once it learns the page, it then, while learning and performing at the same time, he actually completed 4 steps. He selected this order, clicked a button to open a new page to perform the rollback action. On the new page, it has to learn again because it will be asked a question asking to which state it should roll back. It reinterprets my intention since there are 3 states it can roll back to, but only the open state best meets my requirement given the current condition, so it automatically selected the open state. Then he clicked the confirm button twice to roll it back. So this series of actions was fully completed. This is for this agent's current working ability. I am satisfied. Of course, as time progresses, it will further learn, like to do the final step to use the order and search for it on the page and check again if the status is open. I look forward to continuing to train this agent to make it more complete. But so far, it is quite good. Then basically, so far I have finished the introduction. Our agent, I demonstrated a few of our agents. Take another look at my agent platform. Everyone can access it. To learn about this agent platform, there are many agents here that are actually helpful to everyone. The definition of location label, the analysis of Excel data, like this analysis of Excel data can be used by anyone. It doesn't have to be based on my WMS system. You can throw in any Excel file, tell it how you want to analyze it, and it can provide you with the results. So you can all come in and try similar things yourself. Below, it also shows how long each agent has been used. For example, this is a quote inquiry agent. Everyone can also try using my inquiry agent because we have a Ray shopping function. With this agent, you can find what the lowest quote is and you can compare it with your own Ray to see if my Ray is slightly cheaper. Sorry, I'll pause for a moment to drink some water. Okay, this is about the agent. What I want to say next is that no matter how powerful the agent is, you will actually find this agent so far cannot completely replace humans. It still requires human intervention to perform many tasks. This indicates that agents and humans need to interact. How is this interaction achieved? First, it requires a central database for support so that both humans and agents see the same data. Secondly, it needs a system to display this data for humans to view. If the agent completes tasks by itself, it does not need an interface. It can operate the data directly in the background. However, because of human involvement, people still need to see this data displayed in a system for understanding and interaction. That at this time, there will be the necessity for this system to exist. Now, let me talk about my WMS system, which includes transportation management, car factory management, warehouse management, and returns management. Consists of 4 parts. Today, I will mainly give a brief overview of warehouse management, and next time I will specifically introduce each module individually. Today's special session is aimed at friends with overseas warehouses, so I have organized an e-commerce process. Our system actually supports many different processes, supporting those in construction materials, clothing, food, electronics products requiring serial number management, and many different manufacturers. We support 1P, 2P, 3P, 4P, up to 5P. We support them all. Today we are talking about overseas warehouses, which correspond to 1P and 3P types. One option is to have your own overseas warehouse and distribution center to send your products to Amazon for fulfillment by Amazon, or directly to customers for fulfillment by merchant, or to use a third party if you, the brand owner, do not have a warehouse in the United States and instead have a third party handle the shipping, which is an overseas warehouse. The second option is that you have your own overseas warehouse and handle the shipping yourself. Third-party overseas warehouses can also use the system. Okay, now the capabilities that this system can achieve are just like what's shown in this picture. At the top, it connects to all the channels, all of them, including the currently popular Chinese platforms like TikTok, Shein, and Temu, which I haven't added yet. We now also integrate Temu and can support it. In the middle, I use some technology stacks, including your QuickBook. These types of accounting and ERP systems can be integrated. On the right, all the major US courier companies have been integrated into this system. I would like to specifically mention here that we not only connect with major courier companies, but we have also integrated many regional and smaller ones. Courier companies, maybe friends in China, are not very familiar with these couriers in the United States, including some regional ones like OSO in the central US, GLS in the western US, and On Track in the eastern US. These carriers are much smaller in scope than FedEx and UPS, but their prices are much cheaper and their quality is not necessarily worse than these big ones like UPS and FedEx. So our RE shopping system can help you select these carriers that can cover certain areas. We will let them do the delivery, helping you save on shipping costs. Okay, below is the part about system integration, and in the middle is the bookkeeping manager, that is to say. Bookkeeping manager is connected to my bill and pay, which means I can help you generate invoices, and you can also use my bookkeeping manager to complete some of your daily general ledger tasks, like your bookkeeping records or asset management. You can use my bookkeeping system. Of course, you can use QuickBooks too. That's okay. There isn't much difference between mine and QuickBooks. What it can do, I can do too. What I can do, it can do as well. We do it. Everyone can decide whether to spend an additional license fee to buy QuickBooks, and that's it. The layer below is the management of basic data, including order management, shipping level management, after shipping, and product management. There's also purchasing, which is procurement management. These are basic process management tasks. Below is machinery, which is how to do warehouse. This warehouse management process, factory process, and return process. These three are interconnected. Then in the middle, I specifically have a process for transload. It's specifically to help you doing this is the transload station, because on the West Coast there are many importers who actually transload ocean containers into land containers, or convert ocean containers to supply FBA. In this situation, I have a video dedicated to explaining the transload process, and later when we get to that point, you can take a look. Below is the complete functionality of WMS. I won't explain it one by one. You can take a screenshot and look at it yourself. What traditional WMS can do, we can do. Let's focus on data integration. Everyone is concerned about having their own ERP system. So how to use your WMS? Can I use my ERP system to do this warehouse management? Or if you use your system, will it replace my ERP? Actually, it will not. Just our WMS has a preceding module called OMS Order Management, which is sold together with the WMS. This OMS can interface with ERP, that is your current accounting system. He can also face your retailer and channel. Retailer refers to traditional ones like Walmart and Target. Channel retailer, these big retailers, retail store, I collectively refer to as retailers. And of course, there are sales channels. These are online sales platforms, including your Shopify, Amazon, Walmart.com, Target.com, those are included. These two types, typically my OMS is already integrated with all the major mainstream ones in the US. PO, what is this called? Is this, I forgot, how do I translate it in Chinese? Retail store. It connects with these big retail stores, connects with the platforms of these retail stores. Through EDI, the commonly seen 908599409458508556, these can all be connected. The integration with sales channels is done through APIs like Amazon's API and Shopify's API. Data is brought back to the OMS, and OMS can sync with the ERP. It can sync your sales order and your purchasing order using 943 and 944 to handle your purchasing orders. Your inventory can also sync back to the ERP, so there can be real-time inventory in the ERP. This is purely using EDI for communication. If there are any friends using EDI, you can take a closer look at this page. Let me say a bit more. We have connected with more than 60 major US retailers that have EDI platforms. We already have their UCC label format, packing list format, and bill of lading format. So when you use our system, you don't need to spend extra money to integrate with them. You can use the accumulated knowledge we have. This is connected to these e-commerce platforms. Below are the systems we can integrate with when connecting mainstream ERP. The example I provided is a typical example of SAP. In the middle of SAP, these are SAP terms. In SAP, it involves the purchase order, shipping list, procurement list, and sales order. Even the most complex thing we did is status management. That is the status of document circulation, the status of inventory circulation. The first is the Z status is the document flow status and the stock movement, which are both synchronized back to the ERP. So in SAP, you can see the real-time status of your inventory and order. Therefore, people at the headquarters staff, do not need to access my platform. Come check any information on the AWS platform. It can be seen in real time in the ERP. We can discuss these more when doing system integration. Additionally, my entire system is API ready, and all features have public APIs, so your partners can integrate with us. Next, we enter the system functions. starting with appointment booking is a very important process.
Because with appointment management in place, you can handle resource allocation. This resource includes human resources, venue resources. You use the equipment used, for example, your forklift, some pallets you use, these screen wraps, whether these resources are complete or need to be prepared in advance. All of this is coordinated through the appointment system. Otherwise, you will encounter many problems, like the vehicle arrives and there's no one available, or people are ready but the vehicle hasn't arrived, or the vehicle is ready but the people haven't arrived. All these need to be coordinated in advance through appointments.
Very busy, unable to coordinate. There's no way to unload, so the driver has to wait there. Or today the workers were supposed to get off work. Nothing was happening at 4:30. But you never know if between 4:30 and 6:30 another truck will come that can't get in, load, or unload. So there's no choice but to have everyone at the docks on standby, waiting, wasting 2 hours. All these things can be avoided with this booking system. How does the booking system happen? I do not want to add extra data entry for you. The process is impractical and it also increases costs. Our purpose is to reduce costs, so I will delegate the entire appointment process to the drivers. What I need you to do is send a standardized email for which we already have a template. You send it to all your customers and related carriers and tell them in the future to make appointments through our system. You just need to send out this email letting them know about this. Next time, whenever an appointment is needed in the system, our system will send this email to the carrier asking them to provide the driver's phone number. Once the driver's phone number is provided, the system will send a text message to the driver. The driver needs to come in for pre-checking, providing us with as much information as possible. Once we verify that this information is correct, we will send him a QR code as a verification code. This code essentially serves as his ticket, allowing him to enter with it. We enter your yard, come to your warehouse to pick up or deliver goods. When you see a driver coming before loading or unloading using our system, you need to scan this QR code first. If the QR code scans correctly, matching the load or unload action and today's plan, it means he has arrived at the right place. The person and the driver are also correct. If you are loading the truck, if you missed something, also confirm you are not loading onto the wrong one, no wrong vehicle number, all the details. After this task is completed, we will still send, there will always be many text messages to track, telling him, reminding him you should be coming, or reminding him that you have completed the task and where you should go next. It's all guided through these text messages because many drivers are one-time drivers. You cannot require it to install our application, but we can always, with its connect with this phone call app. Remember, not everyone in the United States uses WeChat, so using text messages for interaction is still very common. This reduces the need for interaction within the warehouse with drivers and carriers. All of this is handled by the system and your service provider. Next, we enter some standard processes of the warehouse management system. You can see that a warehouse management system's inbound process is actually not complicated, just these standard steps, starting from receiving the advanced shipping notice, to preparing to receive the goods, to receiving and offloading them onto shelves, and finally the return of the empty container. QA, product, labeling are nothing more than these actions, which are actually not complicated. But actually that's not the case, because everyone in the warehouse, there will be various scenarios because the customers you face are different and the product processes are different too. Some incoming goods might be shipped in a container, possibly a full container, which might all be pallets nicely arranged, but it could also all be floor load. There are especially many small boxes in shoes and clothing, filling an entire ocean container. During the unloading process, you need to sort and do the sorting process. Also, there might be direct shipments by UPS, FedEx, Air, and your returns mixed together at your receiving loading dock. So how do you distinguish all these complex scenarios? Then in our warehouse management system, we actually distinguish many different scenarios, and these scenarios will show you different functions. To address the workflow, some start by scanning a package's tracking number. As soon as you scan a tracking number, I know that this workflow should proceed as receiving a small package. I don't need it to sort or build pallets anymore. It should go directly to do QC. After QC is done, it can be shelved. If you scan an entry ticket or a bill of lading, which is a loading list, then okay, I know now I should be receiving a whole container. The first thing to do with this whole container is to shake hands with the driver. I need to ensure that the TK provided by the driver is correct and matches my bill of lading, matching the bill of lading he brought. Once these two things correspond, I can begin the loading and unloading process. We have categorized it into several different processes, and these processes can help you reduce human errors during warehouse operations. The shipping process is the same. Pick and pack actually has a very complex procedure. this pick and pack, in the future, I will set up a talk specifically to explain the pick and pack process. It's quite complex because in the warehouse, the items you place could be on racks, could be plats. This relates to busting a carrier, where it might allow someone to break down a pallet for inspection or break down a box for inspection. Some require replenishment, some do not. When these complex conditions come together, how do you manage your pick and pack process? This actually requires a lot of consideration, and I will specifically set up a session on this later. To explain our WES, to tell everyone how we direct human pickers to work. At the same time, we assign tasks that can be more effectively handled by robots to the robots. Actually, this WES is a scheduling process. We have many robots assisting human work, all decided by this WES. For example, products that require frequent handling and have very high flow but are not particularly large in volume should be placed in enclosed systems like AutoStore, Swisslog, or, for example, domestic air wraps can be placed in this kind of automated storage. And after being placed in automated storage, they can efficiently perform automated storage, picking, the action of picking, at the same time doing pick to line. I will specifically explain this later. In this way, your high frequency picking will be reduced. And what about low frequency picking? We push it to full container areas, full pallet areas, or to bulk areas, and then assign people to do wave picking. This kind of process can also reduce your process. Another situation is when you have a great variety of skills reaching hundreds of thousands, and your site is very large. In this case, you have to do zone picking, placing people in different zones to reduce movement. But if you want to minimize human walking, you can use AGVs. AMRs can connect and replace human movement with the traditional counterline. I will dedicate a special session to explain all these scenarios in detail. We have implemented dozens of solutions and are very experienced. The shipping process is the same as I mentioned for receiving. There are shipments of small parcels, large goods, and mixed shipments. At this point, everyone might be settled in. Walmart actually allows everyone to combine goods from 2 different vendors onto one pallet and transport them together in one container to Walmart. This process can actually save a lot on transportation costs. Our system provides these processes which you can use. Let me explain how the entire system is realized. This warehouse management system has been built for 10 years and has undergone 2 reconstructions in between. Basically, all the technology used is the latest and most popular right now. Recently, I started to integrate all the AI agent processes I initially explained, and this WMS itself. You can see my philosophy is to make all the work. We hope to push all intelligent functions to the handheld devices, to the front end, so that operators do not need to use computers. We hope that operators Of course, the top priority is for all operations to be completed by AI agents and robots, which is the ideal. When that's not possible, we push it to handheld devices. You can see this on an Android or an Apple device, moving it to handheld devices that can be worn on the hand. On the left hand, a device is attached, and in the right hand, a Bluetooth barcode scanner is held, meaning both hands are free for operation. This is one method. For the warehouse supervisor and warehouse manager, using a tablet with a larger screen allows them to perform some management tasks. The most recommended is that in the warehouse, 1/3 or even half of the employees are actually pickers, responsible for picking goods. For the people picking and shelving items, I recommend equipping them with one each. With the watch, he basically doesn't need the phone anymore, though a phone should still be provided but can be kept in the pocket. When doing some complex tasks, they can take it out to look, but 90% of the time, there is a watch on their left hand and what we call on their right hand, a scanner that can be worn on the finger, this Bluetooth scanner. With this, both hands are completely free. I will also later talk specifically about a pick-to-light process in the machinery section, but today we can take a quick look. I mainly want to discuss this diagram. I have prepared a video. You can have a quick look at the video. It is a pick-to-light process. You can see in this video that we have done an integration with a domestic model called AirUp. Today I'll just briefly talk about it. Later I'll give a detailed explanation. You can see this is the warehouse style robot. It stores goods on these shelves. This is its storage area. And this robot is responsible for taking items off the shelves. It will take them down, and after that hand them over to the ground robot. The ground robot will then go to refill the shelves in front. What is this shelf? This shelf is designed by our company, and we have a patent for it. It is a pick wall made from a type of glazed shelf. He is responsible for temporarily storing the items you need to pick here. After that, the picking personnel will go. Go use this picking cart on which you can see these white things. They are all lights. These are LED lights. These LED lights indicate from which box the person should pick the items, and after picking, where to put them. I'll run through this logic. You can see him picking goods. He takes an item from here and places it on the shelf of the cart over there. On the left is the wall. On the right is the cart where you need to pick goods. So each small basket on the right cart corresponds to one shipping order. Each small basket on the left wall corresponds to an item you need to pick. So at this point, the goods to person picking process can be completed. This system process can be all supported. At the same time, we also provide this LED feature. So you can see that holding the phone in hand is actually unnecessary, and the phone can be completely hidden. With the phone hidden, I strongly recommend everyone equip this watch. Why? Because on this watch we display a large number which serves as a reminder. Sometimes I can pick 3 items at the same time from one bin, and I can fulfill these 3 items into 3 different bins. The lights can display different colors. I can light up yellow to tell you that you need to pick multiple items now. You can look at the watch to see exactly how many to take. This ensures that the operation is correct. I'm doing this to reduce the overall cost of the equipment, because LED lights can be equipped with a digital display panel, but once equipped with that panel, the cost triples. To reduce this cost, I modified it to display the number on the watch. This way, everyone can be affordable. Don't think that set of mechanical equipment is expensive. Actually, that set of mechanical equipment is, I believe this is the result of intense competition in the Chinese robotics industry. Companies are reducing prices and offering discounts, which has brought the cost of these robotic devices down to a level that medium and small sized companies can afford. So we recently installed a new system with less than 1,000 storage slots. I believe but most of the friends watching this video will be managing over 1,000 storage locations. Imagine 1,000 storage locations can be managed with an automated system. Think about how much that would help everyone. This ROI can even be recouped in about 2 years, around 1 year and 7 months to 2 years. After that, you can enjoy this. This is the benefit brought by automation. It's quite an attractive process. Now, that's it. In the next talk, I will specifically address these. Additionally, my WMS provides a more advanced function. It handles slotting, which helps optimize your warehouse layout. Because in any case, if your warehouse is large enough, for example, over 20,000 square feet, it typically won't be fully equipped with robots due to the high cost. You would select a part to use robots. As for the rest, you still need the system to optimize it. Otherwise, before optimization, you'll see that near this dock area, it is actually full. The white area represents fullness, and the green represents emptiness. Near the dock, you find all the dead stock which never circulates. At this point, this area is your prime zone because your loading and unloading robots and conveyor belts all operate in this prime area. But in reality, there is not much circulation of goods in your warehouse. Such situations cause a lot of dead stock to pile up here, which wastes your prime area and forces your people to go to the farthest parts of the warehouse to pick up goods. However, with system optimization, we can make this area always the most efficient. It always has space for shelving, for picking up goods, and for restocking because things are constantly being taken. This way, when shelving, it will continually direct you to restock there. This is what should happen in a healthy warehouse. So, inventory counting, this is something everyone finds troublesome because it usually doesn't have income. You can't make money from it. It's all your cost. So our system automatically calculates the inventory count and the shipment volume. The first priority is that you can efficiently manage your inventory stocking and destocking through a warehouse management system, and then actually your inventory counting. The demand has already been reduced to a minimum, and you don't need to stop production weekly, monthly, or even quarterly to do what we used to call a physical count, which is stopping the entire warehouse for a big inventory count. This should never have to happen because you have managed it well enough. Additionally, we provide what is called an opportunity count, which you can conduct during the off-season when the picker's workload isn't very heavy, allowing them to definitely complete it. When they finish picking in a location, the system will automatically pop up a question asking, hey, there are 3 items left in this location, is that correct? If they confirm by saying, yes, I see 3 items, you can then mark that location as counted by someone on a specific year, month, day, so no one else needs to recount it. If you don't trust one person's count, we can set in the system that when 2 people confirm the location is correct, then you don't need to have the inventory team. So it's the warehouse, specifically the inventory issue. You go and check this location. These things can help you reduce your routine inventory checking actions. However, when dealing with major clients such as Chao Sang, who make expensive jewelry, you might reconsider. Customers may request that saying they have gold jewelry and need you to conduct an inventory count every day. Can we do that? Sure, we can. This is a traditional function provided by WMS. We also offer what we call ABC cycle count, which means you set the inventory check frequency according to product categories. We can set it so for gold jewelry, you take inventory every day. For non-gold items, that might be a bit more expensive. If you wish to take inventory weekly, we can set it to be done every week. But I can spread the weekly work across each day, check 1/5 of this area today, check 1/5 of that area tomorrow, and so on, completing the second category of items in 5 days within a week. These settings, let me explain now, because when you work with big clients, they will certainly make this request. You can tell them that our system supports this requirement. Coming up next is a very effective dashboard, and I strongly recommend everyone to use it, because for the customer I went online with, I suggest to everyone, strongly require everyone to buy a large television. Televisions are very cheap now. You can buy one for $200 or $300 and hang it on the wall. Manage all the tasks that need to be done each day, and at this point, the warehouse manager can see in real time the loading situation, the offloading situation, the sorting situation, and the packing situation for today, all clearly. Here it will tell him, today how many are delayed now, and how many of these delayed ones have been completed, how many have been shaved off. This can be seen, and it's all in here. How many in total have completed the inspection and already have shipping labels printed are all here, and everyone can see it. If there's a large discrepancy in these numbers, you need to pay attention and click on the number to see where the problem occurred. Each number is clickable, and you can check the actual situation. Today, how many in total, how many completed, how many planned, and how many exceptions occurred. You can see that this board can be customized. You can customize it by day or by hour based on your work model. Since there are many customers working with Walmart, as everyone knows, you can plan for the next week a week in advance with Walmart. However, if it is for e-commerce customers, for a strict e-commerce client, fulfillment is 2 hours. If you receive goods at 2:30 in the afternoon, you must ensure they are shipped by 4:30. After the 4:30 cutoff time, it's no longer my concern, but for goods received before 2:30, you must ensure they are dispatched within 2 hours. This client has a $200,000 skill set, meaning 200,000. This product category is for electronic product parts, so it has a lot of locations and a lot of products. This process has helped them a lot. Next, there is reshopping. I have just explained this, so I won't repeat it. I recommend everyone to use our reshopping, so we can provide regional courier companies and let everyone enjoy their low prices. Next, let me briefly introduce the planning of my product. Our product targets both very small customers, as everyone is concerned about the price of the product. I've divided it into 3 categories. My product is actually divided into 4 categories. As you can see, I will quickly go through them. The first category is the very small businesses. You may be a home business, just a family-run operation, maybe only 2 people working. No problem. You can use my product. My set of products starts at $9 per user. When you get it, there aren't as many features, but you can enjoy my reshopping. You can enjoy this order, this shipping label. Printing can help you ship quickly. This product can't help you manage inventory. If you need to manage inventory, move to the second product, which is also not expensive. $90, $90 per person per month. You can use it to manage your inventory, and it simultaneously caters to both B2B and B2C types of business. You can use this system to ship e-commerce goods, directly ship out using FedEx, UPS. You can also use it for full truckload and LTL. Supplying to Amazon and FBA is all possible. This system already helps you manage the inventory. The next one is a bit more complex, which is third-party logistics. Third-party logistics is relatively complex, and overseas warehouses basically belong to third-party logistics. Third-party logistics is actually divided into two main categories. The business of overseas warehouses is a bit simpler because usually it's just mainly about printing shipping labels and shipping out the goods without needing to deal with other aspects. Walmart, Target, these have very complex EDI requirements requiring EDI interfacing, the ability to print UCC labels, to print pallet labels, carton labels, and to include packing lists. There are many things, also palletizing pallets, many regulation standards, and even loading has its intricacies, which makes it quite complex. This is the second type of 3PL. We support both the first and second types of 3PL. If you are an overseas warehouse, we welcome you to contact us. We have an 899 yuan. The top level plan can help you manage most of the processes inside your warehouse. Usually customers doing overseas warehousing, I have interacted with many, and I know you have many complex processes. For example, in footwear and clothing, you need to repack boxes, and some require reworking and relabeling. There are also those that come from China with shipping labels already attached, involving many complicated processes, some of which we support and some we do not. Here, let me explain. To be honest, never expect that 100% of the processes in the warehouse will be completely replaced for you. This kind of control at this time for business owners and warehouse operators actually means rigidification. Your processes have become rigid, losing flexibility. I suggest the 80-20 principle that we always... My goal is to solve 80% of the problems with 20% of the cost. I hope to get you now. In the warehouse, if, for example, you are using 10 people, out of these 10 people, I reduce it to the workload of 8 people and the original workload of these 8 people. Now, save everything and let the system or 2 people handle it. Let 2 people complete the work. That used to be done by 8 people. That's my goal. I hope we can achieve this for you. The remaining 20% of the complex process can still be done by the original people. There's no problem. I want to clarify this point first. But in fact, many of my clients have seen a noticeable reduction in staff after using this system. There will be very noticeable savings. From my introduction just now, everyone can realize that, first of all, those doing customer service, you basically save on that. Second, the people who go to get orders every day are saved. Third, labelers are saved, and those who assign warehouse tasks are saved. The people picking goods, my system has already reduced a lot today. Tomorrow, when I do this, special on robots, everyone will see even more savings in staffing. The people loading and unloading goods will also be reduced, and it's not just about saving. I can also help you save human resources from another angle. This system is friendly enough. Let's go back a bit. Let me show you something. This is our standard training process. The system is divided into hundreds of these small videos. Each video corresponds to a specific action in the warehouse. You can take a look. How do we teach everyone to use this system? They are all very short, generally a few minutes, around 3 or 4 minutes each for a process. When you have new employees starting, they first watch these processes. We've categorized them based on their roles. They just have to come in and watch the picker's processes if they're a picker, or the loader's processes if they're a loader. After watching 2 or 3 small videos, they'll know roughly what their work process is like. So after watching those processes, a person can start working, can begin doing the warehouse job. So this system, as you can see, also helps you save time on training your warehouse staff, because I train not only the system but also how it operates in the warehouse. The system and the warehouse processes always have to work together to complete this task. All this information is publicly available. Everyone is welcome to check it on our YouTube channel if you use a VPN. We have a lot of videos on YouTube. You can check it out on YouTube. Recently I've been posting a lot about AI agents, but you can look through the old posts which contain many explanations about warehouse processes. These are not categorized, not very clear. If you need clear categorization, go to the website how.it.com, where you can find text descriptions, video descriptions. Within the video descriptions, there are according to various categories, there are introductions to large products and others that get into different processes. You can go here to see how to do shipping, how to do warehouse work, how to do dispatching, how to do shelving, and how to do picking. You can find related videos here. I won't elaborate further in this video. I hope those who are interested can go and watch. It's roughly a process like this. Returning to the topic that came up just now, the product is divided into 4 different modes. One is for small companies with 1 or 2 people. You can use it to print shipping labels. Another is for those needing inventory management. Whether your company has 5 people or 50,000 products, you can use it for printing. Even 200 people can use it, all can adapt within this range. It can help you manage order processing, loading, unloading, inventory, scheduling, and so on, including the final settlement. Settlement is usually encountered more in third-party logistics. So people in third-party logistics, after doing so much work for the clients, find that the warehouse is extremely busy, but in reality, they do not understand the logistics costs. Third-party logistics companies are not making money. This is a dilemma for many overseas warehouse friends because many of my friends have been talking about this issue. Customers continuously have demands, and to maintain customers, you have to meet these needs. However, without precise management and recording of these additional actions, you cannot charge fees. So you put in a lot of extra effort, but it's all your cost and there's no way to get a return. But if you don't do these things, you can't meet the customer's needs. The customer, they require personalized service, like needing to include a signature. If you don't do this, they won't come to you because you can't meet their requirements. So you have to do it. Of course, after doing this, how do you get the money back? Our system can help you. We ensure that even those actions in your warehouse that have no additional touch are all recorded for you. Specifically, we may have the opportunity to explain how the entire WMS system is managed through task standards in the future. Each task is divided into different steps, and each step has its own checkpoint. These record the actions that occur in your warehouse. Every action is recorded through configuration and then generates a billable record, turning into a chargeable item that can be passed on to the customer. Actually, many times customers are not unwilling to pay. It's just important to have clear communication. This way, it's a win-win process for everyone. For Sweet PL, this is the greatest value point. Billing is bill and pay. This process is very complex. I can also set up a special session in the future to specifically talk about the bill and pay of CPL. Tell everyone how you sign a contract with a customer, how you have different processes for inbound and outbound shipments, different units of measure. Do you charge by ocean container or by each carton? What are your unloading standards? What are your shipping standards? How do you charge for his inventory? Is inventory charged by storage location, by square feet, or by how much inventory do you have left? Now, these are details, and there will be a dedicated discussion on this later. The last one for third-party logistics is enterprise. When you have more than 100 employees, you might come back to discuss with me how to integrate with your ERP and even how to connect with your clients. This often happens. I have many large clients and they request us to attend meetings between them and their clients. So like Lenovo, Samsung, LG, TikTok, Tami, these meetings of Fortune 500 companies, I often help my clients and encourage them to participate together. So enterprise level clients, you are also welcome to contact us. These are the clients currently running on our system. I've grouped them by industry a bit. In the food category, we have customers like Vita Coco and Pepsi, which are constantly active. We have dozens of warehouses working for these two clients. Clients in the electronics category. Vizio is a leading brand in the United States for making televisions for over a decade. Turtle Beach is a major global brand, ranking as the 3rd or 4th largest in headphones. Everyone knows Midea. AOC is actually a Taiwanese brand. This is something you might know. TCL and EPI are actually the same company. For footwear and apparel, this doesn't really count as footwear or apparel. It's more about furniture and household items. There are many of these and they need to handle large items when dealing with them. I believe that many people watching this video who are in the furniture business, the friends dealing with furniture, I suggest you contact me because I can provide you with the last mile delivery. Some good advice: don't use FedEx or UPS. Their prices are too high. UPS has poor quality. FedEx is too expensive. Actually, many regional service providers can offer this kind of heavy cargo delivery service. We can even go further and provide your white glove service, such as for customers like Shark Ninja and those making TVs. I apologize, I can't mention this brand, but many major television brands domestically are clients of my clients. Our system can help them contact service providers across the entire United States that offer white glove service. They can provide services like unpacking, plugging in, placing it on a table, and further services like wall mounting and installation. The costs are completely acceptable. This is a type of product Then for footwear and apparel, we actually have many products. I just selected a few recognizable ones to do. For footwear and apparel, actually, depending on the profit of your footwear and apparel products, if your profit is good, I strongly recommend using some robotic equipment for turnover. Then finally, some more complex scenarios. Luna is an entity involved in global e-commerce dealing with home goods and everything. This Radio Flyer makes these kinds of cars, and it is also with Walmart and Amazon. Barmo is an in-store service. These are many of our customers. This is a successful case running on my system, with 3,000 cases covering almost all states in the United States, spreading among my customers, including both B2B and B2C traffic.
Then the company introduction. I'll quickly say a few words. Our system has been developed since 2007. The first client went online in 2007, 2008. At that time, in the reverse recycling industry, I can give a specialized talk on this later. We have dedicated services, especially in California and New York. Friends designing electronic products can contact me because these states provide a government subsidy for recycling electronic waste. With just a small action, you can receive state government subsidies. Each piece ranges from $3 to $20, so don't waste this money. Then we did the field management I just mentioned, which is providing this kind of on-site service, including this curb delivery. White glove means placing at the door, entering the home throw, entering the home and unpacking. Just services include that. Then there is auto factory management, and in the future I will give a special talk about auto factory management. Then there's WMS, which in 2024 we changed the name to WISE because we started adding third-party logistics business. Then in 2022 we did a reconstruction and renamed it Operate. Starting in the year 2023 we began targeting the market, truly bringing it out to sell in the market. The previous processes were aimed at a very large client. The client is actually called Unis. Those watching my videos or my social media should be able to see this. I myself am also the CTO of Unis. Previously, I was helping Unis construct this entire system. By the year 2023, we essentially brought this system to the market for sales. And now, besides Unis, I already have over 30, nearly 40 clients. So everyone can rest assured, the 24-hour support is achievable. We, like you, work hard and then provide service 24 hours, 7 days a week. Beijing, Shanghai, Chengdu, and Xiamen in China are where our development and research teams are based. I have a research and development team of 300 people working on this. In the United States, primarily on the east coast of Los Angeles. There are also some in Memphis, Dallas, Chicago, New Jersey, and Savannah who provide my scattered support. So covering the United States, because everyone knows there is a 3-hour time difference. Therefore, in the morning on the East Coast, I need someone to provide service. But most of our people are in California. There's a team of about 40 people responsible for helping you go live, collecting new customer demands and assisting with your client meetings. Support work is mainly about these tasks. It's roughly like this. We provide in Manila and Davao. The call center service mainly uses Unis's call center. I have employed about 30 customer service representatives at Unis. They are responsible for providing phone, remote, and email services, which can also cover you. The process is roughly like this. If any friends have questions, you can leave a message in my comment section, and I will respond to everyone's questions very quickly. Okay, thank you all. See you in the next session. Thank you. Bye-bye.